It's like there's nothing worse than a shitty pack of pens.
These are my favorite pack pens.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey,
Sue.
Joe, it's Tony. How's it going?
Thanks.
You're all right, brother. No, you're all right. It's let me punch in, Mike. Is this a good time? All right, great. Give me 1 second.
Let's roll. All right, I got you.
All right, Mike, Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah,
All right, great.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm fine. Actually, I'm doing really good.
Good, good. My name is Mike. I'm a financial partner of Antonio's. He was telling me about this place you got here on East Michigan.
Sure.
Awesome. Yeah, so he sent me, he had kind of pushed over some of the stuff that you had sent him. I just took a look at some of those pictures and some of the stuff that you had typed up there. Some of the other notes I got here kind of look like chicken scratch. Can you kind of fill me in and bring me up to speed on what you want to have happen here with this property?
Are they Antonio's notes or my notes? Because my work there was, I sent it to my daughter and I said, I wrote this and I don't even understand it. But that was 6 months ago. So I won't fault you if that spreadsheet didn't make any sense.
I tried to make some sense of it, but it's okay. I think we'll get more done with the conversation here.
Okay, good for you. So, what are your three biggest questions? And then I'll go down them one at a time.
So I've got a whole bunch of questions because I don't know the property that well. I've been able to see some of the pictures. I guess this has been a rental for you for a while?
Yes, for like 25 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is it currently rented?
No, I felt like it made sense from the new buyer's point of view that they were going to rehab it. And so that having the tenants in place was a problem from their point of view. And there was a problem from my point of view because in the past 2 years, I've been focused on getting my parents in and out of a nursing home.
Okay.
And then they both passed away.
Oh, I'm
within
sorry.
the last 6 months or 9 months. So actually, I'm kind of happy about that. I mean, it's not like they were both 95 and 96. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. No complaints there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's a good long life for both of them.
So, but now I had managers that I thought were going to help me out, but they hurt me more than they helped me because they brought in all these riffraff people. Well, I kicked everybody out except for the one guy that was paying rent. Now he's not paid rent in June, and I'm getting ready to kick him out too. So the answer to the question is it's vacant because that means it's a clean slate from somebody like Joe's point of view.
Got you. Is that the only piece of property that you own, or are there others that you're looking to sell also? Just curious.
I have 3 properties that I want to let's say curtail my management in between now and August 15th. So the answer is yes, there's more properties,
Okay.
but I don't particularly want to sell them. They're owned by my wife,
Okay.
and she more than likely wants the income,
Okay.
where this property is owned by me free and clear, and I'm the sole decision maker.
Got you. So 2 questions. What is it about August 15th that's so important? I'm just curious. Are you in a 1031 or?
You guys, you can ask all the right questions. I'm happy to hear that because it means you're knowledgeable about what's going on. You want to get to something deeper than just why you want to sell the house.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm 71.
Okay.
I'm about 6 years behind my plan, which was to have what I call mailbox money.
Got you.
in my retirement, in that I want people to send me money and then I don't have to do stuff. So
Gotcha.
that's why I'm interested in contract sales,
Okay.
because at that point, I'm the bank and I'm making the interest.
I love it. I love it.
The cash sales just generate taxes and need to buy another property. And I'm not at the stage where I want to buy another property. I'm at the stage where I want to eliminate responsibility, eliminate the number of properties that are tying me down.
Love it.
Other than that, my son, who's 25, is finishing up like a 5-year stint at his job. He's closing out his lease, and he and I are going to go on a 3-week vacation or sabbatical
Nice.
in starting the end of August through the middle of September.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So give me 1 second because my computer's about to die. Give me 1 second. Stay, grab me my thing. Sorry, I've got my computer up and I forgot to plug it in here. Okay, awesome. So this piece of property on Michigan. So one, I love the idea that you'd love to be the bank and not have the headache of it. I'm usually the guy who can probably give you what you're asking for as long as I get the time that I need. As far as the interest is concerned, that's kind of easy for me. So I'm excited about the idea of maybe being able to help you out there. The property on Michigan, what is the deal with it? Because I know Antonio had said that you were using it as a 5-unit maybe, but it's only legally a duplex. Are you renting it out by the room?
It's registered within the city as a duplex. Now, I think it was built as a duplex, but it never really got amended. Now, when I bought it, there were 4 units, which is, 3 rooms upstairs, 3 rooms downstairs on 2 sides. And so over the years, it's been a 4-unit apartment building with 1-bedroom apartments, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4 kitchens, 4 living rooms, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
So about 2 years ago, I had a whole bunch of Hispanics hanging out in the backyard, workers trying to get some things done. And I'm thinking, man, if I could just take that kitchen. And they kept coming inside and borrowing out of the utility,
Yeah.
But I liked them, They were the crew for the guy that was doing my roofing. And he rented it for a while, but then he got frustrated because there's, too many people. I said, man, if I could just create another bathroom or a unit in the basement, then I could actually take advantage of these people in a good sense, in that they're workers and I need workers, but I don't need them all the time. So that became probably a misguided direction. And then it took me a long time to build that place, but it didn't. And it became the housing for one of the wayward managers that brought in too many negative people last year.
Gotcha.
So he's gone. It's empty. It's probably not legally. I never had any inspections on it, but at the same time, it actually functions as a unit. And if somebody in the future wanted to have their manager and whatnot live downstairs, in exchange for rent, that would be an option for somebody.
Yeah, we self-manage everything. Is everything separately metered though, or is it just 2 meters?
No, that's the issue with most of what's going on with people, isn't it? And that the utilities have been horrendous.
Oh, wow.
From my point of view, and I can change that, but I just don't want to. I want somebody else to be able to change it.
Okay, so what are the utilities running you? When that place is full, what are the utilities running?
Well, 2 years ago, it was like $4,000, but last year it was like $8,000. But then, see, everybody was using 2 air conditioners per unit. My lease says you're supposed to pay me for that, but I wasn't on site. I wasn't able to manage that, and I didn't enforce it.
Got you.
Now, it's possible. There are 2 electric meters. There's 1 water meter and 1 gas meter. But changing the gas is not that big of a deal, actually. I've been looking into doing that. So at least get 2 gas meters and then just tell the tenants, here's the rent, and then you pay half the gas and half the electric. I'll pay the water.
Gotcha. So
which
the,
gets me out of, at least out of part of the responsibility for that, all those heavy utilities.
gotcha. So just to be clear, there's 2 electric meters, 1 water meter, 1 gas meter.
Correct.
Got you. Okay. And the water and the gas is obviously included in the rent.
Now look at that spreadsheet. I might get some information there as to what the actual cost was.
Okay. Okay.
If you look for that, it's there.
Gotcha. What was the last amount of rent you were collecting in there per unit?
7 to 750. No, I wasn't collecting rent. That was the problem.
Gotcha.
At least 750, but I wasn't collecting rent. What
Gotcha.
do you mean collecting rent? I don't know what that means. I mean, tell me about that. I'd like to hear that story.
That's exactly why I manage my own stuff. You're either gonna manage the property manager or manage the property yourself. And I know your pain. I've got a lot of rentals, so I get it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to teach my son who just graduated in finance from you know, if you want to be a manager, there's other things you gotta learn to do. You
Yeah,
know? He
yeah.
doesn't just watch it.
Yeah.
So my other units that I'm looking at would be to hand them over to a whole property manager,
Mhm.
you know, and so then I create the opportunity for them to make some money.
Mhm.
You know, I've tried that in the past, but then I'm always hands on, and it never really works because I'm used to doing things at a cheap end of what happens. And when they get a property manager, you know, they've got a system and they know who they want to deal with, and their contractors are, you know, expensive because they need good quality people because they're not the contractors, they're the
Mhm.
you know, the manager, you know, so you not only pay the 10 or 12% for them just to collect the rent, you're paying, you know, the markup on the repairs.
Mhm.
So, you know, part of me just can't swallow that, but at the same time I need to. Okay,
Gotcha.
now.
I don't love the
Does that
idea.
make any sense?
Yeah. Makes total sense. Makes absolutely total sense. Yeah, the thing that's really not sitting well with me is obviously going to be the utilities. And I know that if I go in there and I purchase this property from you, for me to split it up, I'm gonna probably have to jump through the hoops of getting everything kind of legalized there. Let me ask you this. What are you asking for
Let me
the?
go back to the fact that there's 4 units and there's some precedent and some legal reason to allow it to be 4 units. My understanding it was C2 and C3. I double checked it and I think it's not quite that. But on Michigan Street, that allows for multi-unit properties.
Okay.
And not just D5 or D8, which is 2 units, it's more than 2 units.
Okay.
Okay. Then I don't know what year it was, I had to replace the wooden stairs that was along the east side of the building because it was closer to my neighbor's property, which has now been torn down. And the idea was that that's a fire hazard for the zoning said you're within the setback. You can't be within the setback.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I put the newer stairwell in the backyard. Okay, within the setbacks. And at that point, the city saw and understood that this is a 4-unit building. You know, and so they didn't complain then. And I think there's a reason to say, well, you already accepted it as a 4-unit building. So, you know, because you approved the variance.
They approved the variance for you to be inside the setbacks?
Well, they approved the variance so that I could put the stairs in the back.
So did you actually go to council and go to the planning board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. Didn't want to do that again.
I just had a 10-acre piece rezoned and I just went through all the hoops to get the rezoning process done. So I know the headache there. What is C1, C2? Commercial 1, commercial 2?
I think so, yeah,
Okay,
which, allows you to put in the multi-unit properties.
got you. All right,
So this is a diversion, and we don't want to get stuck in this, but if you're interested in other properties, would you be interested in doing a joint venture where I would put some significant money into the properties that I want to keep? Create another LLC, rebuild it, produce some cash flow, or put some dollars in it and then create a larger cash flow.
are the other properties paid off
Yeah,
completely?
yeah.
Um,
I'm
have,
71. What do you think I've got going on?
I just want to make sure. Well, no, I mean, I was expecting you to say that you squeezed all the equity out of it and you bought a ton more, but it's okay. Everybody's got their own end game.
I didn't. That's what the management book says, but that also increases your management headache. I'm not there yet, Well, if I'm not doing what I got well enough, I don't want to add more. Anyway,
Yeah,
and then I have to sell it to my wife. The whole idea.
Yeah.
She's risk averse.
uh-huh. Are the properties, how long has she owned the other properties?
How long has she owned them?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. When we refinanced 330 North Arsenal, and I pulled $102,000 out of it, that's when we changed the ownership of the other properties,
gotcha.
and that one and the other one.
What do the other properties consist of? Are they?
I'm not going to get into that. All I'm saying is there's something else there that we can talk about. Let's finish Michigan Street, but it's there if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I would definitely want to talk about, are they single family or multi-families? That's all I need to know.
Oh, they're multifamily.
Are they,
It's the same kind of scenario I've got here, but they're better managed and they're better properties on a better street, and they're easier to maintain and run.
okay, are they, so do they fall under 1 to 4 units or 5+ units?
3 units.
Okay, all right, so they fall under residential. Okay, yeah, absolutely. We can take one at a time, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would need to see some P&Ls and talk about the properties, but yeah, I would be open to talking about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about Michigan. So what are you looking to get from Michigan?
The thing that I sent my daughter to correct the Spanish version
Mhm.
is the lease with option to buy up percent from that scenario.
Okay,
That could change into a contract, or it could change into a sale with a mortgage.
yep,
But the numbers kind of are all parallel.
okay.
I think that's what I'm saying. Okay?
Okay, the only
So
thing,
it's about 185,
okay, 185,
30 down,
okay,
30 down, 150 at the balloon payment,
okay.
period, whatever that is.
And what is
And
that,
The time frame on that, I want to look.
time frame on that is negotiable?
Yeah, but I'm 71, so I don't want to go, more than 5 years.
Are you planning on leaving these properties to your kids if God forbid anything happened to you? Are you planning on
Plan on
leaving,
what?
are you planning on leaving these properties in your estate if God forbid anything was to happen to you, like hand it down to your kids? Or are they not interested in real estate?
They're becoming more and more interested. The difference between an 18-year-old and a 25-year-old is how much your old man burned in that period. So at 18 years, they didn't particularly want to do what Dad was doing, but at 25, they went, man, all the stuff I'm reading says you should buy real estate and get rich. How come?
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so they're getting more and more interested in it, but we'll see. We'll
Oh.
see.
All right, I can tell you right out of the,
My estate plan, though, is to create a trust.
okay,
To make my son a trustee, because they're trustee. And then he's got a life insurance policy, which will give him some cash flow enough time to him and his brothers and sisters can decide what they're gonna do
all right.
after that.
Anytime I get the seller to carry for me, I cannot work on on a 60-month call, specifically on a property like that. I'm gonna need much more time than that. So if you're not open to giving me more time, I'm probably not gonna be the buyer for you.
I see. Okay, well, then, the scenario then is to ask my kid, okay, this guy's got 5 years to prove himself. You know, at that point, then we'll extend it for another 5 years and it's in your hands, meaning my kids, and it's out of dad's hands totally. And that, you know, who knows, my health may change tomorrow and I could be a lot quicker. But yeah, 10 years is a long time from my point of view.
Yeah, I don't think I would need 10. I would definitely need probably to the end of 8. I think the anticipation would be able to go in there, renovate it, get it stabilized, and then refinance it. But where we are with the time and the interest rates, I just don't have a crystal ball. So to protect my ass, I'm gonna have to need a little more time.
I understand, but I can always sell the paper.
Yeah, I
You know.
mean, yeah. I mean, you could do whatever you'd like, but I would need, as the buyer, I'm not opposed to you selling the note. You'll probably sell it at a discount, but I would need more time on my end.
Yeah, that's the way that works. But that's okay if it's a stable cash flow. And let's say the scenario that I've got in the text that I sent, the email I sent to my daughter, is I want $30,000 down. You know, what do you want to? How soon? You know, when do you want to pay it off? If you want 8 years, we can set the numbers up with that
Okay.
in mind. If that's what it's going to take. But the second thing though is that for every $5,000 down, I give you 1 month free, no payments due. And so the idea is that you put the money down at the beginning, you got 6 months to get them all up and running and occupied, then 10 start paying the rent, you know, paying your bills.
Mhm. So what kind of a
That's the
monthly
way it
payment are
works.
you looking for?
Just whatever you think's going to give you cash flow.
Okay.
You know, and if I'm making some interest, that's good. You know.
Yeah.
It's negotiable.
Okay. All right. So why don't we do this? Why don't you find out if that 8-year call will work? If that 8-year call works, let me put some numbers together and run some future rental calculations. What do you think it's going to cost me to get that place renovated to get the highest rent?
Okay, so the $700 to $750 month rental with all the utilities paying rent any day of the week. There's just plenty of people wanting that because of the utility situation.
Yep.
If you're going to break up the gas, that's probably going to take a couple grand at most, really. But the piping's all there. You just have to split it off from one furnace back to the meter. Then 3 of the units need a moderate amount of stuff, you know, pretty, making them pretty, but you're still in a really good rental market. I mean, there's nobody else renting property anymore. It's all been sold to single investors, you know, after the 2008 downturn. And now everything in Indianapolis is going so high, there's no reason to be a landlord. You know, you sell it to a rehabber and they put some money in it and sell it for $350,000, you know. So if you want to maintain and manage a rental, you'll have people coming out of the woodwork to rent that place. You know, once it's in a pretty enough state that you can choose. Now, I mean, where are y'all from?
So
219 area code. Where's that at?
So I am originally from New York State, but I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I invest with Antonio all over Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
Yeah, and
So
Indiana.
Indianapolis, maybe what is doing, I'm talking about market values and changes in the neighborhood. That's what I'm getting to. How you see Indianapolis and what you look at in terms of numbers, you know, where you're starting from as a reflection of how I'm going to answer and direct this answer to the question. So 700 to 750 is on the low end of what Indianapolis should be or could be within the next 5 years.
Mhm.
I'm anticipating doing, if I spend, let's say, $3,000 per unit, I could get $800 a month. If I spend $5,000 to $6,000, I could probably get $900 a month. That's kind of where I'm going with that. The downtown rentals, the new condos that are things that are built, they're at $1,200 to $2,400. If you go further east into Irvington, which is the quiet historic neighborhood with lots of single family homes, also some apartment buildings on the major thoroughfares. Those single family homes are probably anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a month. The apartments, I would say, I can't say really. They would deserve some little more research to see what the competition is if you go further east.
Gotcha.
But going further down towards downtown, you're close. You're underbidding in a sense. If somebody says, "I don't want to spend $1,200, but I will spend $9,000," I think those people are there for you.
All right, so if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying somewhere between 40 and 50,000 to get it totally renovated to get 900 a unit?
Well, we've got new roofs on the whole place. The vinyl siding is older, but my thought was to clean it up and wash it down. I don't think tenants rent vinyl siding, but so many people are doing hardy plank anymore. I don't know whether that's going to be a draw to change that. I would do the inside first, and I'm going to do some landscaping on the front. I think I've got 8 windows and 3 or 4 doors that should be made upgraded, and so that would make a whole different appearance from the front, and that would create some traffic. Now, if the siding is a drawback, if you get that feedback, then I don't know. Listen, find out whether that's the answer or not.
Gotcha. You don't have any contractors you could recommend to me, do you?
No, I do. Yeah, I guess I do.
Okay.
I've got a couple.
Any asbestos in that building at all?
I don't think so. The ductwork is all metal or flex duct that we've changed out over the years.
Okay.
I don't think the floors have any asbestos in them. Sometimes the older tile, but that's pretty much all been removed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I glued cellulose insulation into the walls 25 years ago.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna, don't hold me to that.
Okay. How old is the roof? You said the roof is new?
2 years old.
2 years old. The whole thing was done?
Yep.
Was it stripped or was it layered over?
No strip.
Stripped? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The decking was already in place, really. I could go up in the attic and take pictures of that. That might be helpful.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me kick it around. Let me put some numbers together here. And if you could find out if that 96-month call would be good, that would be helpful for me. And then let me run some numbers on the rehab and what it would potentially cost to split up those utilities, not having any control. And I know that this is an issue that you've dealt with, not having any control over, what kind of water they're running and everything else can significantly cut into that cash flow. So I want to see what it would cost for me to split up those taps and those meters and see if we can't put something together. So let me just do a little research and then I'll circle back around with you. What's your week look like this week? Are you usually pretty free during the day, or do you got something else going on?
I'm self-employed, so if you're waving dollars in front of my nose, I'll come touch it.
Okay. Guy after my own heart. All right, perfect.
Sorry, that's not straightforward as I can say.
I love it. I shoot straight too.
I'm not, everything's busy, but we got to deal with this.
All right. So you got my name? You got my name and my number here?
You're Mike, and Antonio or Tony's the other guy Does your lead calling, right?
Yep, he's my partner out that way, so that's perfect. Yeah, all right. So as long as we are all connected, let me go ahead and circle back with him, run some numbers, and I'll touch base with you in about a day or two, okay?
Now, the one thing you haven't taken into account, and that may or may not be in the email, is there's a 3-car block garage with this monster I-beam going down across the center.
Okay,
And there's newer garage doors on that. And when you're looking at the $900 to $1,000 a month rental, those people have nice cars, but you've got a garage that you can rent to them and park that nice car in,
got you. Got you.
keep it off the street.
That I-beam has no, it has no lolly columns in it at all, just straight run across,
All the way across, yeah.
wide open?
Sitting on concrete block walls on either end.
Okay, perfect. Yep, I seen that. I didn't know it was wide open, but that's good to know. Yep, all right, that's perfect then.
Okay,
All right, Joe, I appreciate your time and I will be in touch with you.
okay, great.
All right, thank you, sir. Uh-huh. It's a good guy. Good guy to know. The one thing, like, he's a perfect seller finance candidate, right? He's willing to finance it. I just got an
Yeah.
additional four years out of him. Puts us right at not, I said the end of 8, so that'll put us right at 9 years. At 9 years, he's saying that the cash flow is all negotiable and he's willing to come on in on a piece of property. So he could potentially be a good guy to fund it all, you know? I fucked up. I didn't know we weren't in Illinois. I thought we were in Illinois. That was my only little screw up there. I forgot it was Indianapolis.
It's all good.
All right, so let's just do a little research here. What I don't love about the deal is I don't love that there's two meters there. And ultimately there's no control over the tenants. He's saying that he went for a variance for the staircase. I don't think that's true. He reminds me of a guy that put very little money into this property, used the tenants to manage the property, and now has just had his kind of had his day. I think he's super negotiable, Antonio. I think we could probably get in there for $15,000 down. And when he's talking about interest, we'll just make him small interest only payments, give him like $300 a month. If we give him $300 a month, right? We're talking about $3,600 a year times 8 years. We're talking about an additional $30,000 over the course of 8 years, and he's going to believe that he's getting the interest.
Man,
We might have a good deal here.
he has other properties too.
And he's
Oh,
got other
boy.
properties.
Have you saw this thing on the map yet? I made a mistake yesterday. It's actually 9 minutes away from the university, bro.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's across the other side of the expressway on Interstate 70 right there.
Um,
I thought it was an hour and a half, bro, but it's 9 minutes. Easy student rent. If we keep it the way it is, students pay per bedroom, bro. My sister-in-law, she just graduated from there. She was paying like $1,200 a month for a little bedroom, bro. Sharing with another roommate paying $1,200 a month. But that was like in a complex. But if we turn these things nicer, it's be a nice student rental.
These are, he said, 4 kitchens, 4 living rooms, 4 bedrooms, correct?
He never said. He ended up turning that basement into the 5th unit. So now there's 5 kitchens, 5 bedrooms, and 5 bathrooms if he turned the basement into the 5th unit. So I think he did that. Because I was hearing that story he was telling.
All right, let me think about this just a little bit. Just give me a little bit
Yeah.
of time because there's a bunch of different plays here. Let me think
Yeah.
of this. What I want you to do is I want you to call the county, the water department in the county, and ask them how much it is to install a water tap and what are we responsible for. So the way this works is this. There's a water line that runs down the street. Okay, this is what it looks like, Tom. There's a water line that runs down the street. If this is the street and these are the houses. There's a water line, look here. There's a water line that runs down the street or right on the side of the street. Then from the water line, there's a water tap or a water meter right at the thing, okay? You want to ask the county and say, what is the cost to install a water tap? And then do they bring it to the house or are we responsible to bring it from the tap to the house? Okay,
Are we responsible to bring it from the tap to the
How-
house?
yep. How much does it cost to install a water tap or otherwise referred to as a water meter? And then do they make the connection from the meter to the house? Or are we responsible to make the connection from the meter to the house? Usually we're
calling-
responsible for it, but I don't know that area. I just want to verify.
And I'm calling Indianapolis County Building Department for that.
You're gonna call whatever county you're in, whatever county that property is in,
Yeah.
you want to call. Another thing you want to do is, so you're gonna call for that. Then you're gonna call the gas company. And you're gonna ask them the same question. Now, with the gas company, I believe the gas company is gonna run it straight to the house. Because the gas meters are connected to the house. The water meters are usually out in the front of the yard. So we want to know how much it's gonna be to bring a gas meter in. Okay?
Okay.
And then the last piece of the equation, so you got three different departments. You've got the water department, you've got the gas department. The next department you're gonna call is gonna be the building department or the planning department. Usually the building department. Okay,
Okay.
give them the address.
Okay.
Say, I'm thinking about buying a piece of property. And I want to know what the current zoning on the property is. And if I wanted to make this into a legal 4-unit or 4-family dwelling, is it possible? They're going to say, according to the zoning, either yes or no. They might say yes, but you have to go for a variance or you have to go and get it rezoned, which they'll say, we don't see a big problem with that. They might say, oh, you're in an area that does not allow 4-family units, so you definitely have to go for a zoning petition. Sometimes they'll just say, we don't see a problem with that. So we want to know what we can do, because once we clump those numbers together, I might go back to him and make him pay for it.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll
All
be
right,
right
so
on
find that stuff out and then I'll and then just text me.
for sure.
All right, good call, bud.
All right, brother. Good stuff.
How'd you like that call? You like that call?
Yeah, it's great.
All right, good.
Yes, sir.
So did you hear him in the
Hopefully they can
beginning?
close
He's like, oh, you're asking all the right questions,
Yeah.
right? You can't, you
Yeah.
gotta be well versed here, man.
Yep.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
Bye-bye.